I'm going to show you the easiest way to spot a franchise that is potentially in a downward spiral, and it may help you to dodge a bullet. The facts on this are usually hidden in plain sight. You just need to know what to look for. It's around how many franchises the brand you're considering has now and how it's trending relative to the last 3 to 5 years. And of course, sales and profit are massive considerations, but before you dig deeper on those, I want you to check this to make sure that the brand you're looking at is actually growing. Amongst other things, brands that aren't growing actually make you more vulnerable to competitors, and it also could indicate that there are problems within the franchise system that need to be dealt with. All of these things can affect your long-term success. Number one, you want to know how many franchises they have right now and how this has been trending over the last 3 to 5 years. You want to see some form of forward momentum. And that is actual operating or trading franchises, as especially some of the low-cost franchises can often claim some big franchise unit numbers, but you can actually find that some of the franchise partners have walked away from the business and are not even operating. Number two, you want to know how many transfers or resales of existing franchise businesses have been going and trending over the last 3 to 5 years. This gives you a focus on how many people are leaving the business and get to a point of finding out why. It is subjective, but knowing these two numbers essentially tells you if there are a bunch of people who want to get into the business and if the people who are in the business are wanting to get out. And if there isn't forward momentum in this area, you need to ask the franchise and get a decent explanation as to why. These are crucial questions and conversations you must have. But of course, yes, the situation is always more nuanced than it might appear, so we got some extra experts to give us some input from their perspective. Hey Simone, thanks for joining us again. So what is your take on unit numbers as a lead indicator in a franchise?
Look, it's very important, one of the factors, but this is where you get out the disclosure document. You look at item 6, that tells you the number of franchises there are. It tells you how many have ceased to operate, how many have been terminated, and how many sales are happening. You need to look into this information, ask questions to find out the reasons, because up or down or nothing may indicate where that franchise system is going.
Great, Simone. Thanks for your input again.
You're welcome.
Hey Darren, thanks for joining us, mate. So what are your thoughts around digging deeper into unit numbers in franchises?
Thanks, Glenn. Franchisors are required to give a disclosure document when you're buying a franchise, so get the current one by all means, but ask one 3 years ago. Have a look at the unit numbers then and now, just compare them. It'll show you some trends. It'll also show you some warning signs perhaps if they're growing too quickly.
Excellent, Darren. Thanks for your input, mate. Hey Lee, you've sold hundreds of franchises, so what's a key lead indicator for you about franchises that could be failing?
Look, I think that's a really good question. And I think probably what stands out to me is, because I've sold a lot of franchises, is the resale value of franchises. So sometimes what happens is you buy a franchise from a franchisor, it's say a new franchise is the best way to describe it. And you could be buying that for $350,000. If there's a lot of resale franchises where franchisees that have bought those businesses are now selling them and they're much lower than the new price you can buy them for, in some cases $100,000, $120,000, $150,000, that's a leading indicator to me that that franchise could be, in trouble. It just means those businesses aren't really profitable.
Great, Lee. Thanks for your insights, mate. The basic purpose of this video is to make sure that you don't buy a franchise without realizing that that franchise is going backwards. The few numbers we've talked about will help you block out the marketing spin and empower and encourage you to ask more questions of and about the franchise brands that you are talking to. They will be crucial questions about your future business, so I hope this has helped you. As always, get expert advice, and I look forward to catching you in our next video together. And for more videos and content just like this and more, please make sure you subscribe at franchisebuyer.com.au and never miss a video.